But if you think about it, the only one that really sees play is the green. I mean, black a little bit, right? A blue-black control, but
blue and legacy.
Yeah, sure. But green is definitely number one. So it looks like these guys are, playing, and the reason why the camera's like that is because Ollie's trying to work on his tan, but only for his left arm.
Yeah, the thing is that Ollie actually decided to go tanning earlier this week, but half of the machine was broken.
Okay,
so
he's
his one arm ended up being significantly less tan than the other one, so we figured that he really had to go out of his way to get that fixed. All right, so Edgar leads off with another Stoneforge Mystic.
So it looks
classic
like
Edgar Flores play.
Ollie's on my side, so I'm going to be supporting Ollie and helping him with plays mentally.
Okay, and Edgar's on my side.
Yeah. So is it true that Edgar is in the army with that hat, or he just likes G.I. Joes?
Well, the thing is that he's really good at not being seen from time to time. And the thing is, he's becoming so popular now that he's third in the Player of the Year race here on the SCG Open Series that a lot of the time in between rounds he just gets gets mobbed by fans. So he tends to wear that type of camouflage so that he can blend in with his surroundings. All right, he likes his solitary.
All right, good. So Ollie went with the turn 2 Chalice, going for the mana ramp. And looks like Edgar didn't really have much to do. He was probably holding up Mana Leak and possibly going to sneak in a sword if he has the extra mana. So he's going for a Baby Jace right there. Let's see if he resolves. I mean, he's picking up dice. And,
wow.
Right, so
okay.
Baby Jace hits play.
Wow. Oh.
And they both draw a card. So Baby Jace is on 5 counters. So Ollie's not messing around. That brings it right up to 5 counters. Edgar puts in a sword. No surprise there.
Edgar can kind of fight this card advantage war right now by...
I mean, he's definitely going to go for the attack on Ollie. Yeah. All right, so Ollie takes it. What a lot of people don't do is a lot of times in the matchup, they just think that they're going to chump block with their Hawk, so they don't actually play spells before combat. And then the sword doesn't have the full effect. It only does a discard pretty much, So, all right, Edgar drops a Mortar Pod. And, I mean, right now, Edgar's got a great start. All right, so Ollie's going to try to get some cards back with Jace right now. So, he draws into a bigger Jace. And, both these guys look like they have, all the lands they need. Edgar has a Mana Leak in his hand. But Ollie went for the Tech Edge right there. So
it seems like a good play. He puts Edgar off of double blue.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think Edgar messed up by? I mean, the thing was is that he has Spell Pierce in his deck. So if he, like in that scenario, if he left open, blue white, then he could actually have access to Spell Pierce. Does he have Spell Pierce in his hand?
I don't believe he does.
Oh, you don't believe he does? Okay. So, lots of times everyone's got to be careful with their non-basics and when other people have tech edges. Because lots of times it's better to leave open, island planes rather than 2 dual lanes. All right, so we definitely got some tweaks in. Somebody says Face Seal is much safer. So I'm pretty sure I'm guessing it's going to be a mixed reviews right there. All right, so the equipped Mortar Pod token obviously gets tapped by the Tumble Magnet, and now it's back to Ollie's turn. So it looks like Ollie has drawn a... Is it a Mystifying Maze, really? Yeah, okay, so it looks like Ollie has Mystifying Maze.
Ooh, that's pretty good defense.
Yeah, a lot of people started playing that now because, once you hit 5 mana, it shuts off their sword. So it kind of works as a late game disenchantment. Ollie goes for another Tech Edge. So let's see what Edgar does here. I mean, this game is still early, but personally, I still like Edgar's position. Eventually, a Tumble Magnet's going to run out of counters, and I mean, Edgar's not missing any of his land drops. 2 of his lands are in his graveyard, but it doesn't matter because he just keeps drawing lands.
And Ollie's deck is actually significantly more mana.
It is. So him tech edging might seem good now, but later on it might not really have much of a, it might actually backfire. So Edgar's trying for a Squadron Hawk, and it's going to resolve. So Edgar leaves up an island and tech edge this time. You know, the only other thing he can do right now is left open tech edge. So, you know, obviously, correct play by Edgar right there. And he doesn't play the other Hawk because A, he doesn't have another white mana, but you know, B, he does have mana leak. And lots of times, even if he did have the white mana and he didn't have the mana leak, he would just represent the mana leak. And the guy would be like, well, why didn't he play Hawk? He must have a mana leak, when they really don't. So a lot of bluffing in these matchups too, which I like.
And now Ollie's got to choose whether or not he wants to. Oh, that's nice. So Ollie chose not to play his maze. He's making sure that Edgar doesn't tech edge it.
Yeah,
that's really important. He's hoping to get a second colonnade before he has to play that maze to make Edgar use that tech edge.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, Edgar's hand is stacked. I see a preordain. He has, you know, a Hawk in his hand, and his board presence is just so dominating. So Jason's gonna go down to
4 counters there.
Yeah. So is that really 4 counters?
Yeah. They've both been drawing. They've been howling mining a bit.
I mean, is Edgar scared that he might get ultimated by the Jace? Is that like Ollie's plan?
I'm not really sure what Ollie's plan is. I think you can just kind of safely attack Ollie, and then once the Jace gets to a point where it's dangerous, you can just attack it.
Yeah. So I mean, Ollie's hand is stacked too. I see lands. I see a mana leak. He's gonna draw another card. Okay, drew another Tumble Magnet. But I mean, just looking at the board presence, Edgar is in great shape here, and pretty much all Edgar has to do is, you know, save his counters and not tap out and get wrecked by something crazy. So, I mean,
I was thinking about playing Tumble Magnet with Mana Leak backup.
Yeah. I think
sure else he has to say.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like a reasonable play. His one Tumble Magnet is out of counters right now, so
he has Venser in his deck though, so he can actually reset that Tumble Magnet.
Yeah.
If he needs to.
Definitely good. All right, so here comes Tumble Magnet, and Edgar is going to Mana Leak it and met by another Mana Leak. So right now, this is pretty insane because Edgar could just untap and do what he wants pretty much.
Yeah, he can actually kill that Jace now.
Yeah. I mean, right now, if Edgar did have Gideon in his deck, this would be like an insane time to drop a Gideon.
Oh, yeah.
But Edgar doesn't have Gideon, so, you know, maybe he'll play a Jace, maybe he'll put down another Hawk and leave open some mana. We'll see what he has to do. Edgar does have double Inkmoth Nexus in his deck, which is kind of unusual. A lot of people play like one. So
he just has an extra guy who can hold sword or maybe get sacrificed to your mortar pod.
Yeah.
It's a good card.
All right, so Edgar opens up with a preordain.
The mana is really good in the deck, so you can afford to do things like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the advantage of playing the 2-color version. A lot of people, you know, are still on the Esper version, still on the version with red, but you can't really play Tech Edge or Inkmoth Nexus in those versions without, you know, really hurting your mana. So Jace is killed, and we'll see what Ollie's gonna do on his turn, because I mean, he's gonna need something big right here, or Edgar's just gonna, you know, keep pounding away, getting more and more card advantage. And once again, Ollie is still working on his left hand. Actually, for game 2, they're gonna switch sides because Edgar is getting a little jealous, and is gonna try to get a tan for his arm as well.
Yeah, the left arm tan is something that you know, it's kind of an advantage.
Yeah, I mean,
playing Magic, you know, it throws your opponents off in such a way that
yeah,
it's really hard to play well when your opponent has on even tan.
It's highly recommended. You know, if you're going on an interview, going out with a girl, just left arm tan is what you want to be doing.
Yeah, it's really especially this season.
Yeah. So all right, so Baby Jace is gonna kill Jace the Mind Sculptor, but I mean, it's just. Yeah, like...
It's like it's too little too late at this point.
Yeah. Ollie's going to have to try to come up with a good sideboard plan or just get... I mean, his draw was pretty good. Maybe he's just got to hope for Edgar to get a worse draw for him to have a really shot, a shot this match. Ollie's got some interesting cards in his sideboard, such as Mindslaver. Good enough for Mindslaver, guys. Come on, that's not seen very often. But another card,
perfect.
An Archive Trap. Give it up for Archive Trap. Come on, Archive Trap, guys. Yeah,
That's kind of a strange one.
Well, I mean, he's going to bring Archive Trap versus Edgar. Edgar's going to go for a Hawk. He's going to trap him. Maybe flip over a bunch of other Hawks. Maybe kill a sword or two. And then if the game goes long, he's going to deck him. So, just like people used to do back in the day, deck the other guy with Millstone. But instead of Millstone, he's got Archive Trap. He can actually get like a turn. What is it? Turn 4 kill.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 4 open seats
four
and a $10
archive
draft. One open seat for an EDH game.
Maybe a turn 5 or 6
$10
kill.
draft, EDH, standard legacy winner boxes. We also have 2 featured side events later this afternoon at 3 o'clock, the 2-headed giant seal, and
Attempts
at
to
5 o'clock,
Mana
the
League,
legacy
Jason the Mind
challenge.
Sculptor there. And
Registration for both of those events will open
Ollie
1 hour in
attempts to
advance of
pay,
those tournaments.
and Edgar
So 2 o'clock,
allows that
2-headed
to
giant
resolve, and then
registration,
spell
and
pierces
4
the
o'clock
Jace.
legacy registration.
All right, for everybody at home, there was a bunch of tournaments going on.
That's one of the fun parts about
Yeah.
these Star City Games Open Series events. So there are tournaments going on all the time.
So even if you go 0-2, 0-3, you got tournaments.
All right, so Edgar's moving his sword. He's getting ready for an attack here. He now has 2 swords going, so Ollie's definitely going to get cracked by one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what Ollie could hope for right now. It's just, I mean, it definitely looks bad for him.
Yeah, I mean, Edgar tapped out like this. You know, Ollie could draw a Day of Judgment.
No.
It's the other way around. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So it's just, I mean, it looks like Edgar's got a pretty much a hammer lock on this game. So he's definitely in good shape. But in Magic, it's best 2 out of 3. So Ollie still got a shot, guys. And I'm interesting. I want to see if the Archive Trap is really a good plan. So because he's got fetch lands, he's got Hawks, he's got a lot of way to search his deck. So it's 5 mana for everybody home. It's 5 mana Archive Trap, or 0 mana if they search their deck. So.
And you build them for 13 cards, I believe.
Yeah, 13 cards. So Math Major, Jake Van Lunen, 13 times 4. What are we looking at?
52.
All right, so it could be a turn. It could be technically a turn 2 kill, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if your opponent preordains.
Turn 1 kill. Like sack land.
Yeah, if they're on the draw. So,
sack land. Yeah. So turn 1 kill in type 2. Everybody.
Yeah, they're like turn 1, fetch land, tap my land, preordain, and you're like 4 Archive Traps, buddy, and then they lose.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, definitely.
4 Archive Traps in your opening hand.
This is good. This is perfect. This is perfect. All right, here comes Day of Judgment. Let's see what Edgar has. I really can't see his hand, but if I was a betting guy, I would say Edgar has absolutely nothing. And we've seen this because he's picking up his cards, it looks like. All right, so Ollie, maybe Ollie has a chance.
Yeah.
I don't know. Looked like a game where Edgar had complete control, but I guess that's what Day of Judgment does.
And now Edgar used 2 counter spells to deal with that Jace, and he pretty much could have just attacked that Jace and killed it if he had wanted to.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that Edgar chose to use all those counter spells.
Yeah, it looks like Edgar has an Into the Royal in his hand. But, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Edgar's still going to win this game. Edgar is going to Tech Edge the Mystifying Maze. Then he's going to untap and put 2 swords on the Inkmoth Nexus. If my, let's see if he's going to make the play that I would make. So he's pondering, and I mean, I would just get rid of the maze right now. Yep, all right, so he gets rid of the maze. He's going to draw. I mean, it doesn't really matter what he draws. I don't think his play's going to change. I think the plan is just to activate that Inkmoth Nexus, and all right, there it goes.
Yep.
Sword number 1. I would just do both swords.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Ollie doesn't have any charge counters left on those stone magnets, right?
I mean, I don't really understand why did he only do 1 sword? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter that much, but it still seems...
I mean, it leaves Ollie with a card, and it just doesn't seem like you're going to get to untap the lands anyway, and it's not like you really need to represent, like, a mana leak for any reason. Like, your opponent knows you don't have a mana leak.
Well, I mean, like, he could have had a mana leak because he had more mana for Day of Judgment, but... I mean,
but it won't even be that good.
Yeah. All right. So now we got the poisons up, and hopefully everybody at home can see the poison counters, because that's the reason why I like to watch this match, because of the poison counters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Please meet back at the side events portion
Edgar
of the
Flores
stage.
with white blue poison.
Number 1, please come on back.
Yeah.
With classic blue-white control.
So I think Ali is. So he plays a chalice for 1. I mean, Ali's plan now is to just activate the colonnade, chump block 1 turn. I mean, it's just. It's you know what Edgar should have done there? Edgar should have bounced the ever-flowing chalice with the Into the Royal, so he couldn't even have enough mana for the colony. But I don't know. I guess when people are winning, they, I mean, he also has Tech Edge, but it's, I don't know. Either way, Edgar's gonna win this game. So
It looks pretty locked up at this point.
yeah,
He's still got a lot of gas in hand too.
yeah, he does. Yeah, it was all from that Ali's giving him Jace cards.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, White Sun Zenith.
Ooh.
That's interesting. So, I guess maybe this is something that you don't really see very often, but yeah. All right, White Sun Zenith. Yeah, Edgar's just saying, okay, that's going to resolve. It's not going to do anything, pretty much.
Edgar's not really worried about that.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, it's
I mean,
fine. You go to 4.
Hopefully he has Rashad tokens. Nope. Is he really going to just settle for soldier tokens or cat tokens? I love the Rashad
Are these
tokens.
cats? Or are these?
Anthony Wilson,
Oh, they're not even
come on
cats.
back.
Personally, my
Your
favorite
spot is
Rashad
ready
token
to play.
is the one where he has the hat on.
Wilson, come on
It's my
back to the
favorite
side
hat
event
that he owns.
stage.
So, do you know if the bingo hat thing is still going on?
I'm not sure.
Okay, we should find out from Rashad later. All right, so Edgar passes the turn. Ali's shuffling from his White Sun Zenith.
Yeah.
When the Zenith cards first came out, nobody shuffled because
Everybody just kept forgetting. They just put it right back into their graveyard. Now, when I use cat tokens, I generally like to use pictures of dogs, Polaroids. I just like to make a statement like that.
Definitely, yeah. All right, so I mean, I don't really know what. I mean, Ali's just pretty much dead next turn. And, he just scoops. Yeah, all right, it makes sense. So Edgar's up a game. Pretty much the whole match, we thought Edgar would win. There was maybe a moment of hope for Ali, but Edgar took it down. I mean, Edgar is really good with his call play deck. So
yeah, I mean, there was a moment where after he played that Day of Judgment, Ali could have ripped the Sun Titan and okay spot.
Yeah. I mean, he only has one Titan in his deck. Maybe a Baneslayer would have been better.
That would have been fine.
Yeah, Baneslayer would have been good. So it looks like Ali's going to bring in 4 Archive Traps. I mean, the Archive Traps are for Valakut, number 1. But I think it's just as good versus Callblade. So, in my opinion, I'll bring in 4 Archive Traps. I would bring in the Mindslaver just because I really like it. Give it up for Mindslaver one more time, guys.
Yeah.
Mindslaver, all right.
I mean, how much fun is it to,
Yeah.
when your opponent has a Mortar Pot in play and you Mindslaver?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty exciting. To start tech edging their own lands.
He's also going to bring in a Crystal Ball. For you guys don't know Crystal Ball, it's a Sensei Divining Top that never was. We could call it that. It's a 3-mana artifact from M11. Tap 1, scry 2. So, I mean, it actually is pretty close to a Sensei Divining Top.
I think the ability is actually more powerful. It's just that it costs 3, and its ability it doesn't have it can't put itself on top to draw the card.
Yeah. I mean, and it's only 2 cards,
Yeah, but you get to put them on the bottom when you're not.
Yeah, but you don't get to see all 3 cards at once. Because you don't get the max. But
I mean, Sensei's Dividing Time. It's like putting it on the bottom anyway. Just shuffle the lines and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fine replacement. And then he might bring in maybe another Baneslayer Angel. I'm not really sure exactly what his plan is. He could also be boarding out some Baneslayer Angels, depending on how he thinks Edgar is going to board. But I mean, I do think Baneslayer and Sun Titan is powerful, so I guess he might want to bring in the extra Sun Titan and the extra Baneslayer and go 3 Baneslayers, 2 Sun Titans after board.
And now I think Edgar is probably going to want to bring in his Divine Offerings here. He's on a couple magnets, so everyone balances. They're definitely going to have targets, and he's actually got a pretty good main deck against Ali, despite his condemns.
Yeah, he's going to bring out Condemn. He's going to bring out Mortapod. And on the other hand, Ollie's going to, you know, leave in his condemns.
I don't know if he actually takes on the border pod, because he has Wrath. So sometimes when you already have swords in play, you want to be able to Stoneforge for just an extra body in case they Wrath, so you can like play it and then equip the swords and things like that.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like keeping in like one equipment that's also a guy.
Yeah, I mean, well, Edgar's going to bring in 2 Sun Titans and 2 Divine Offerings. So that's 4 cards. And, I mean, Edgar has Gideon's in his board, so maybe it's really tough to determine how people are going to board. Because everybody thinks differently, you know? So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Personally, I would bring in Sun Titans and Divine Offerings for condemns.
Okay, yeah, it makes some sense. Makes some sense, definitely. So, everybody at home, this is round 3 of the Charlotte Star City Games Open. I'm Gerard Fabiano here with Jacob Van Lunen, Pro Tour champion Jacob Van Lunen. And hopefully the rest of the day is going to go by you know, really, really great, and we're going to get a lot of different matches. You know, we started off with Callblade on Callblade. Now it's Callblade versus Blue-White, and I'm pretty sure next match is going to be something definitely different. So, because we've seen a lot of Callblade before, but we haven't seen too much Blue-White, and Ali usually brings his own creation. So
yeah, he's a pretty well-known rogue deck builder. It's kind of his thing to you know, make rogue control decks and play them in all sorts of events.
Yeah. I like personally, I just want to see Archive Traps. I really hope he brought all 4 in for this matchup. I mean, if he's going to bring him in, he's going to bring in 4. So, I mean, I personally hope he did. So there's a Day of Judgment. Ali's got a couple lands in play. He's got a Scalding Tarn in his hand. So Ali looks to be in pretty good shape starting the game. Edgar's preordaining, doing what normal Callblade decks would normally do. See, Edgar right there didn't shuffle that card that he drew off the top. He just laid it into play. You know, maybe, I don't know, maybe signifying he doesn't have lands, or maybe trying to give off the illusion he doesn't have lands. Or just maybe a little lazy there. Just, you know, doesn't care too much. So Ali drops a Tumble Magnet, and Edgar ups him with a small Jace.
Small Jace is definitely the trump card in that exchange.
Yeah, I mean, artifact that does nothing currently compared to small Jace. All right, so let's see what Ali does right now. Ali looks to have a very defensive hand with double Wrath of God in his hand, so this is not looking too good for Ali, and it's only turn 4. So. And, yeah, Edgar's going to draw some more cards with that Jace. So I think Jace Bellerin is the breakout card for this weekend.
Yeah, I've been seeing it in a lot of decks.
A lot of decks, and 4 in a lot of decks as well. You know? So,
I mean, even Edgar has, you know, just decided, I'm already playing 4 Jaces in my Callblade deck. I want more.
Yeah.
And we're seeing, Ali was like, well, I already have 4 Jaces. I want 4 more.
Yeah. So Edgar's going to do something here. He's going to play, a Stoneforge. And I think Edgar has Spell Pierce backup too.
That's just brutal.
Yeah. So, yeah, he gets Sword of Feast and Famine. All right, so we got somebody tweeted in. That was a fun $30 spend. So I guess this player didn't do so well, but he's excited for tomorrow. And he's coming back tomorrow, so that's good.
Yeah.
You know, give a shot at either Legacy or Draft. Draft opens are awesome.
That's one of the best parts about the Star City Open Series. Is even if you're not a constructed player, on Sunday now they have the Draft Open Series.
Yeah.
So you can compete for pretty huge prizes there too.
Definitely.
Making the trip.
All right. In the meantime, Ali dropped the Baneslayer Angel. So let's see if Edgar has an answer to this Baneslayer Angel. If not, Edgar's in trouble now. So it goes from Ali being in pretty bad trouble to Edgar being in pretty bad trouble. So, all right. So is that a Into the Royal in his hand?
I believe it is, which surprises me. I'm unsure if
Edgar has
it's right for...
because I'm pretty sure Edgar has a Mana Leak in his hand. So as long as he has a land, you can go Into the Royal, bounce Baneslayer, and then if he tries to replay Baneslayer, he can Mana Leak it. But I'm not sure of his exact hand. All right, so here comes a Preordain. All right, I see a land there now. So...
I was going to pass the turn with Spell Pierce, Condemn, Mana Leak, and...
Into the Royal, right?
Into the Royal.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So maybe it still does look good for Edgar. This is crazy. I tell you.
I'm pretty sure it does look really good for Edgar at this point.
Yeah, it looks good for Edgar, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's tough
And
when
it's
like
so good.
you're playing a 5-mana spell and they could just like answer it with like Journey or Into the Royal for 2 mana. Especially in these like control matchups where mana is really relevant. So he's tapping the Stoneforge to try to see if all right. So he does that. So if nothing happens, Edgar won't have access to drop a sword into play at the end of the turn. All right. So now Ollie's not doing that play, or is he doing the play? It looked like he did the play. Maybe he didn't do the play. What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's crazy.
Ollie and Edgar are actually pretty good friends.
Yeah.
They play RTS games together on the internet.
Okay.
So
Here comes,
Ollie probably thought that wasn't the greatest idea, and then Edgar let him run the takebacks.
Yeah. Maybe there's some table talk there saying, if you tap it, I'll put it into play, and then he doesn't put it into play, kind of. Yeah. So Gideon got spell pierced. Baneslayer comes in, but this is going to be a big turn for Edgar. Edgar's going to drop Jace, right? Yeah, all right. As I thought, Edgar drops Jace, bounces Baneslayer, gets him for 1. And, all right, now again, Edgar has the huge advantage. It feels like these games are just so swingy. It's just like it just seems like one guy has the game, almost locked up. Then somebody plays a bomb card. It's just, I guess that's how it usually works.
Yeah, generally in these blue-white games, the cards are all so powerful that like a single card can just completely sway the game in one player or another's favor. Ooh, and Edgar has Condemn. Oh, he's probably surprised that Condemns are still in the deck post-board.
Yeah, definitely.
I certainly am.
Yeah. I mean, he probably knew Ollie was bringing in Sun Titan and Baneslayer, so he wanted a 1-mana answer to them. All right, so, I mean, Jace is in play. Once Jace hits play, it's just... Yeah, now, okay. So this game definitely is in Edgar's favor right now. So...
That's the thing. Now, Edgar has the advantage. He has the Jason play, and he's just leaning on him.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all you want to do there.
Yeah. And it looks like... I mean, Edgar has 2 buys. Taking on this match 3-0 already. Playing one round and being 3-0 is pretty good.
It's a pretty nice feeling.
Yeah, especially in a 10-round event.
It's worth noting just how hot Edgar Flores has been recently.
Yeah, I mean he definitely plays well with Clawblade.
That's his Clawblade is definitely his animal of choice.
Yeah. So I mean Ollie's just down to 4 lands, nothing in play. He does have Gideon and Jace in his hand, but. All right, yeah, Jace by Edgar Flores. I think right now I would brainstorm. Yeah, he brainstorms just to get a card advantage right there. Double mana lead draws him too. So
yeah. So I mean, if Ollie doesn't land the Gideon right now,
I mean he's definitely gonna play Gideon.
But
yeah,
okay.
Gideon.
So he had to draw the land though, right?
Kill his guy.
No.
Kill his guy is definitely the right play.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Because I mean, Edgar doesn't have any. Is that an Inkmoth Nexus in play? It's really tough to see with these foils.
I believe that is an Inkmoth Nexus. It doesn't look like a tech edge to me. I see purple.
Yeah, I mean, if it is a Inkmoth Nexus, then the play would be to attack Gideon. Yeah, it is. So, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter that much. Ollie is just. I mean, he has active Jace going, so once he has active Jace, it's just
you're getting free brainstorms.
Yeah, it's
pretty rough.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, let's see what Ollie's got this turn. I think he's just going to try to resolve another Baneslayer.
Who, Ollie? Right here?
Yeah.
I mean, he draws to a Condemn, so... But we know Edgar has double mana leak. I mean, he doesn't know this, but alright, mana leak.
Yeah.
I still think Giddy. I don't know. It's just bad shape for Ali, you know.
Yeah, Edgar used Into the Royal with Kicker at the end of Ali's turn to bounce the Gideon and draw a card.
So we actually have Edgar's and Ali's deck on Moto, so we might actually get a game in after this match. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we should maybe play a game with Ali's deck. I'd like to see how it does.
Yeah, definitely. Loading up Moto now. Also, Moto, they have the Community Cup going on. We can talk about that later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I kind of feel like Ali built his deck to be good versus Caw-Blade, but it doesn't seem like it is very good versus Caw-Blade.
It's hard to do.
I mean, yeah, it just seems like one step too slow to be good versus a deck that is almost always going to have a really powerful 2-drop. So
yeah, the thing is, it has these really resilient 2-drops. These 2-drops that don't really care about cards like Day of Judgment, don't really care about spot removal spells. Cards like Stoneforge Mystic and Squadron Hawk have already done so much damage by the time your opponent gets to do anything to interact with them on the battlefield. It's just really rough. You're losing cards every time you spend a card to deal with one. And then if that's your plan, you kind of need to focus on a tempo game. All right, so Edgar cracks, and yeah, he's been poisoned. Pretty cool. Just watched Edgar Flores win Game 2 of the Round 3 feature match by poisoning Ali Aintrazi with his Inkmoth Nexus.
all right, so Edgar wins, and yeah, Edgar's 3-0. This is pretty good. This is pretty good for Edgar.